Hey, this is Jupiter Exile, and today we're live for more Elden Ring. I've had a bit too much coffee, and it's give me a little heartburn. But we're gonna deal with that, and we're gonna keep fighting King Morgott. Morgott, King of Omens. All right, nothing for it but to do it. But I'm just gonna get at it. I got about 3 hours, give or take, before an engagement later today, so I'm gonna try and lock it in before then. We'll see what we can do, and we'll be happy with what we get. All right, let's see how much of this guy I forgot. I tried sitting down to some Beat Saber earlier today. I've gotten out of it. They have like a new input thing. Like, there are some notes that you have to trace them. They're like held notes, but in Beat Saber. Missed a dodge. Some of the attacks I go for openings on, it feels like I'm absolutely gambling with this guy. He is just nutty. Oh man, so I was feeling like my hair was getting extra shaggy and hard to deal with. So I tried to check in for like when my next appointment was, because I usually set one whenever I, finish up at the salon and leave. I always set up the next one. Apparently, last time I didn't set a new appointment, so I was in a rush to try and get one in. My usual stylist was booked till like mid-April. Thankfully, there was a cancellation, and so I'll be in for one tomorrow. All right. That was sloppy for a bit. Took an extra roll there that I didn't need to. Right, that walks him way further forward than I usually think. And he will use that combo if he does the... if I roll back on his follow-up slash. So he'll do a dash slash, and then if I'm near him after the dash slash, he'll set up another one. If I move back on that, he'll do the full thing. I should actually be trying to use that as an opening prompt. Because I can prompt him to do that full sequence without too much trouble, and then just punish the endpoint. I've been shortcutting the sequence and trying for punishes, and it's choppy. It doesn't always work. Because he can drop that sequence into daggers if I actually get close to him and have the wrong angle. If I can get all the way behind him mid-sequence, he has to end the sequence. Okay, that one he was able to turn around. Okay, he got me with the hammer all around. That still happens to me plenty. Yeah, hammer step in while the swords are falling is really tough. Because I would normally like to move probably out or left, but with sword fall, I was already kind of in a corner. I couldn't move back. So the real answer on that is actually parry. Okay, no, couldn't get out of it. Dang. That was a really awkward range for him to do that. I almost never have him throw that move out that close. Like, I'm at the spear tip with that one. So with that, I don't have the option to step back and change the timing. I can only really, like, dodge into it. I don't know for that if I needed to dodge into it earlier or later to get out of the attack. I'm not sure. Spear charge is, like, kind of ambiguous in the way it's going to hit and track. I think the trick of that attack is that it actually has fairly little tracking. But if I'm locked on and I'm in a four-way dodge, it's less good. Lock-on is not a four-way dodge. I think it's an eight-way dodge. Alright, that was just junk. Like, I swear I had that better than the game gave it to me. I actually went for the parry there, and I got a partial parry. Better than nothing. Right, I'm supposed to take an extra attack on that. Yeah, so I buffered a dodge forward, and once I had buffered the dodge forward, I was trapped, because I can't unbuffer the dodge to nothingness. I need to have some kind of buffer in there. So next time that happens, I'm going to see if I can buffer parry, and maybe the parry will override the dodge. But once I had buffered the dodge, like, I tried buffering dodge back instead, and I overwrote the dodge forward with a dodge back, but that still doesn't live in that circumstance. Because what I need to do actually in that case is a timed dodge. Okay. That was a bit of a dicey idea on my part. I went for an extra sneak attack because he didn't pull out knives, and I figured I could get in a hit, but I didn't really have the time while I had damage on the character to go for that. Because I kind of needed to get that drink in. I could have gotten it if I backrolled early. Like, a preemptive backroll would have given that drink to me. But I might have taken a hit afterwards because he would still do that spin jump behind me, and then he'd be in something else. His follow-ups after that spin jump can be pretty fast, so I'm not sure if I would actually have the drink done. But if I had rolled back and done a drink, I would have at least survived to get the drink off. He might have just thrown knives on the spot, even, but it would not have been lethal. Okay, didn't get the parry. Alright, that was a bit ambitious on me, and I didn't get, and I got out of it, so that's cool. This is a nice open amount of space. I waited a moment to visually confirm that he did not have a follow-up after the sword slam. Nice. It's the kind of thing that we survived because we didn't make a hasty decision or try for like a fast drink. Okay, that's really hard. Daggers into hammer is my worst setup for this boss. Because the daggers takes off my ability to survive the hammer in the worst case, and dodging the hammer swing is my worst interaction. No, not quite. Dodging the hammer swing is my second worst interaction behind the spear charge. He's basically only got like 3 interactions that he's only got 2 interactions that can actually one-shot me, which is the spear charge and the red sword grapple, like the pierce through grapple. I'm gonna back out on that. And I backed out on that because I messed up part of the sequence and I wanted the recovery. We're in pretty good shape at this point. And on cue, he goes for the spear. Oh, good shape, are you? Well, dodge your worst attack. Wait, that was lethal? I think he caught me at the beginning of a dodge frame with the sword swing, and it got a counter hit. That's the only way I can explain that. Either that or I was missing health from something that I missed, but I don't think that was the case. I don't know why that killed. I'm assuming there must have been a counter hit property that happened there. But I have no idea how that happened. Like, I've never had that particular timing lineup before where that attack killed me from full. So it's either that or one of his weapons has a sweet spot that I haven't run into before. It could be that I got hit by like a hammer sweet spot that I wasn't aware of. Really guessing it was a counter hit thing. Right. The heavy attack does not hit with both weapons, so it's never worth using. good pressure so far. What the? What was that hitbox? That was junk. I got hit by his knee when he thrusted the spear. I was completely out of that one. That's actually one of the only hitboxes that has felt genuinely unfair in that moment right there. Everything else on this boss is actually remarkably fair. You can low profile a lot of stuff, you can strafe things. His hitboxes are basically where they are. There's nothing like particularly weird about them for the most part. And most of them are pretty well telegraphed. I think it's just the spear that feels like junk to me. It's a really janky attack. Talk about spear jank. Yeah, that'll get me. I was holding on circle way too soon to dodge that. I think if I was lighter on circle, I might have been able to press harder for a moment, then release to get the dodge. But I was... my character was probably about to trigger a run. Oh, that could be, I think, what might have happened earlier when I took the sudden death. If I am... What's it called? If the character triggers a run, I think I might take counter hit. Because I think any hit you take while running gets a counter hit bonus. I don't know how much that bonus actually is or how it works. Oh, a crash. Okay. That was super weird. Because usually the, what's it called? In some cases, in certain games, counter hit damage is exclusive to piercing weapons. And I don't know if that is applying here or not, or what's going on. Theoretically, the counter hit bonus damage on Morgott should be very real, because a lot of the cases I'm hitting him is during some of those attacks. To the extent that, like, single rapier or dual rapier might actually be a very strong weapon against him. Yeah, the game is very crash prone, actually. I don't usually have the crash completely close out the game, though. Usually it just sits frozen. Now, I do wonder, in terms of piercing weapons, I've got the Misery Cord, but I think that is a dagger specifically. That's got a critical multiplier, but what you really want for counterattack multipliers is a thrusting sword, like a rapier, which is this. Rapier, Roger's Rapier, the Antspur Rapier, and the Frozen Needle. Of all of these options, the Frozen Needle would probably be the best for this fight. That might actually be well worth trying. I can't tell by looking at it if it's a special weapon, but I'm assuming it is because it causes frost buildup. 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I want to try a weapon swap up? If I went down to a single weapon, I could get better benefits out of the, I think I could get better benefits out of the Blue Dancer Ring if I were using a single weapon. I'm gonna muck with it just because. It'll probably give me faster attacks as well. Let's see, so the Frozen Needle. Only a D scaling with Dex, requires 18 Dex, so I can only wear it while I have the Prosthesis Wearer Heirloom equipped. 119 power, so I'm getting 9 power out of the Blue Dancer Charm with this. I don't know if the Blue Dancer Charm is percentile. I'm really not sure. Let's see. Can I buy Somber 6? No, I can buy Somber 3 and 4. And the only Somber Bell Bearing I found is the level 2 Somber Bell Bearing. I wanted to check in on Rogier. He's not looking so good. And we have here Rogier's letter. Key item that is somehow not over here. Did it go to the information tab instead? Yes. I forgot to tell you, but it seems D has a younger brother. I hear he lies in deep sleep in the aqueduct beside the eternal city of Nokron. It said he stood before the Prince of Death not far beyond that spot. The aqueduct beyond Nokron. I'm not sure necessarily what that refers to, although this entire thing has looked to me a lot like an aqueduct. Maybe this is supposed to be one. I don't know about that. So I think I will explore Nokron a bit later, but probably not immediately. I am going to check and see... Oh, wrong door. Always the wrong doors with me. It's this one. Do you have anything more to say?
You hear for spirit? I can't hear them anymore. I suppose the don't eat and just pray nothing.
Well, I took you for no matter. It's lay out your arms.
Okay, so, yep, that's on Sombers. So, let me sell off... where'd they go? That should be more than enough. And I don't have any Somber 6s, so... It's up to C scaling with the dex. Can use Impaling Thrust. I'm guessing it can probably be adjusted to something else. No, it's not adjustable. Alright, in the interest of not leaving 23,000 along on my character, let's go ahead and do something with this. Ugh. I don't think I'm at the point where I'm going to find another Somber Bell Bearing anytime soon, and I don't think I'm carrying one, except for Rogier's. I had already bought all of his stuff. Go ahead and buy that. I have plenty of 3s and 4s already. And I already bought out the rest of the shop. Just buy a few of those so I'm not wasting the extra cash. Alright, I've got vague ideas about where else I could possibly find more Sombers. If I went for, like, the Altus Tunnel. I don't remember if this is actually cleared. Like, I think it is, but I don't know. Could also try and check out the Oriza Hero's Grave, which is a hero's grave. As I was going for a while at the other hero's grave, but I didn't finish it. In Gelmir. There it is, the Gelmir hero's grave. I need to put the markers, like, close to them, but not on them, because when the marker's actually on the location, it's a little difficult to remove. I'm going to test the combat for a while to see how well the frost setup works. The other thing I think I'd like to do here is there's a bit of a possibility that we can enchant on top of this because its basic damage is physical, even though it has a frost proc on it. So I want to check on that. So to test that, basically, I'll put Frozen Armament and probably Blood Flame here as options. Let's see, I need an attribute shift to cast them. What are the requirements? That's int 12. So if I change my helmet out here for the Carlos crown, then I can cast it. And then we change for a sorcery implement. This is the one that boosts sword sorcery. Requires 24 int. And I think my int caps at 21. Alright, so I don't think I can get that going. This one has a sorcery scaling of 118. I ought to get that changed later down the line. I'm not able to cast Frozen Armament on that. Wait, what? Did I screw something up? Right, that's Scholar's Armament. Frozen Armament requires 15 int, so I'm still behind. So I would theoretically have to change this over, or more accurately, I could drink a mixed physic, because I'm not using my physic in a meaningful way right now. So if I change this over to improve intelligence, which is this one, the intelligence not crystal tier. If I drink this, I still can't cast Frozen Armament on it. Okay, so we can't buff it. No point in worrying about it, so we'll keep the Blue Dancer's Charm on. 229. Okay, it is percentile based because it's going from 213 to 230 to 229 for a 16-point gain when it was a 9-point gain and an unupgraded weapon. So let's see how Frost actually fares in this fight, as opposed to Bleed. My total equipment is 17.3 now, and we don't have to actually use the Glintstone Crown. So we can use this, taking power up to 218. Oh, this actually increases power substantially because of the int scaling? No, it's because the Silver Tier Mask comes with a physical damage reduction, so anything other than Silver Tier Mask will cause a damage upgrade from 218 to 230. So we'll put this on and take a quick sip. I should probably stop wearing the Silver Tier Mask on the Bleed set as well. Ouch. I messed up in a couple ways. I think it's very unlikely that this will give me a better result than dual wielding the scimitars. But let me try with the changed headpiece anyway. And maybe I'll keep that option in my back pocket for another day, because it does look like an intriguing weapon to try using. While I'm mucking around, I wanted to see if this has a dual-wielding attack pattern. It does. It's notably slower, which I had assumed because they're like hammers. Curved swords, right? 14 and a 13. Yeah, I think curved swords and straight swords are going to have the meaningful attack patterns that I'll be looking for. One other thing I think I had seen or understood is that theoretically, I don't need both weapons. So if it's a curved sword and a straight sword, I do not get a power stancing pattern. But with two different straight swords, I do get the pattern. So they only need to match type. They don't need to be the exact same weapon. That's good to note. This means that if I get, because I have the longsword plus 17, if I get any other straight sword up to a good extent, that can work as a dual wield power stance thing. Couldn't dodge out. I missed the timing to get out between the whirlwind cuts. I also missed the fact that he was going to go into that setup after the hammer. I wonder if I'm on his left when he does the hammer drop, will he ever do that? I've been dodging the hammer on the right-hand side, and that's kind of getting me caught. It's possible he'll autocorrect before he starts the first sword swing. Morgott really punishes you for treating his openings like openings and actually taking them. He's got a lot of false openings. It's really tricky and actually kind of annoying. He does not fight like older Dark Souls bosses. He's built different. Oh, okay. I didn't think that would autocorrect hard enough. I didn't think he would actually step forward far enough to hit me with that. But I've never tested that before, and admittedly, it was a really greedy time to try and drink. This guy, though. Oh, that's something else I should check. I'm actually going to check how much the bleed effect changes. So we're listed as 72 and 71. If I switch to this, we're listed 73 and 71. So it's like 1 point of bleed, literally. Trace amounts of lupine endurance. Oh, we gain 2 endurance for having that on. But endurance is just a little stamina, if I remember right. Stamina and I think a bit of resistance, as opposed to vigor, which is our actual health. Explanation. Endurance is stamina, robustness, and carry weight. Okay, so you get a little extra carry weight out of the wolf helm. Need to top back off, so we reactivate our all-important ritual shield talisman. So I feel like the prosthesis wearer heirloom is not the best option here, but I have no idea what actually is. I got nothing. Yeah, I totally feel that too. Sometimes I just pause on it and you can't help but read the line, "She never once felt the direction of grace." She was just pulled along by other tarnished who couldn't help themselves. But she's doing fine now. She's back at the round table hold. I knew that was coming. He really put me up against the wall with that one. All right, what's next? Oh, dodge too early. Oh, what? I didn't get that dodge? Come on. I hit the button. I hit the button, man. Ugh. Let's see. Is there anything else I can do on the charged physic? I can get interfaith. Magic resistance, power faith. No, nothing important there. Key items. HP restoration. FP boost stamina, stamina recovery. Damage negation's not going to be enough to help. Yeah, we would really need to have we would really need to have something here that applied to bleed, or something here that applied to arc. And I believe I've visited every minor Erd tree I've been near. So, I don't know how to get any more physics right now. Oh, yeah. He is straight up cursed as well. But, I think holy magic is just a tool, it's just an idea. It's magic wielded for the sake of the Erd tree and invoking the Erd tree's power. But that doesn't mean the Erd tree is a good thing. It doesn't mean the Erd tree can't be cursed, or that a man cursed loses holy influence if he had some. I didn't take a punish because I thought he might keep going. I'm getting a bit of a good sense for, like, the boss is going to continue to do bullshit after this. Of course, that sense is not, like, it doesn't change moment to moment. It's not a new evaluation at any point in time. It's just kind of like, I bet the boss is going to keep going with this silly combo. And the answer is generally yes, so... So there's not necessarily any nuance to that guess.
Thy part in this shall not be forgiven.
Dang it. Ah. He went from spear throw to spear thrust, and then I just missed a basic stab, a basic slash. But taking the hit from the spear throw, once the spear thrust is out, I can't heal. I think he might gate his attacks. I think he might chain his attacks faster in second phase. I'm not sure. He certainly seems to be more aggressive for, like, all... to whatever extent that's possible, which is not a lot. I think if I were in the zone enough to get a perfect phase 1, that's basically what I need to do for phase 2. I think phase 2 is just execute a perfect phase 1 on demand and you'll get it. But I don't just mean perfect in terms of defensively, I mean perfect in terms of where I'm getting my punishes. Yeah, that's about right. There are certainly some dragons that have felt on that level. Stamina is so taxing. Every given moment, it's like, oh, you didn't think you were done dodging, did you? Keep dodging. Find a chance to attack later. I'm like, well, I'll attack now. Forget it. Dang it. The transition's tough. I like to think I can get an attack off the transition, but that's not really true. So I need to stop trying for it. This has been screwing me up a lot. If I go for an attack on the transition and he chooses a fast response, I usually eat a hit, and then I'm on the back foot trying to figure it out. I need to stop trying for that. That being said, I'm punishing a couple more gaps during phase 1, and if I can keep pushing that and transfer that knowledge into phase 2, that might be what's needed to push the fight over the edge. Because I've been able to get pretty close at this point. Okay, buffer dodge, and that put me too close to him. If I'm gonna buffer that dodge, I need to buffer a different direction. Of course, the real answer is don't accidentally buffer a dodge. I kind of wish there was, and I don't know who I'd have to talk to get this. I want a written explanation of how the input buffer system works. And I'm assuming it's probably the same as it was in Dark Souls 3, maybe only slightly different. Yeah, that was me. I was just out for blood, and so he's like, okay, fine, dagger. And after that, I was just... If he goes dagger to hammer immediately, I am very screwed. That is the worst. That is one of the worst setups he can do for me. Basically, the setups I fear most are dagger to hammer swing and basically anything into spear charge. Doesn't matter what comes before spear charge. I hate spear charge. It's awful. Maybe the answer on spear charge is like literally run left. I just ate it there. Ah, okay, so I got part of that dodge correct. Because I noticed that his setup on that starts with a sweep that I've not been dodging, then it goes around to the whirligig. So I dodged backwards to cut out the sweep, but I didn't get the charge to my left, the left dodge fast enough, which I knew I needed to get in. So I can try left dodging the sweep if I can get the timing right, but it is a bet because it's a little bit of a bet. I have to know he's going to do it after he does the hammer slam. Thing is, he's pretty much going to do that after the hammer slam. That was a really fast phase 1. Okay, I'm not going to try for an immediate punish this time on like the phase transition. What's next? I need something more vulnerable than freaking dagger throw. Ah! I buffered in a dodge. I tried really hard not to do that, and then I did it anyway. Sometimes in that second phase, all he wants to do is like throw knives and swing hammers. I'm like, I need a spear throw. I just need a spear throw. So I wound up taking some dicier openings and ate it on the on a bad handling of the hammer punish. Part of what I'm trying to slip in here and figure out is how to get in some extra punishes between some of his swings, like where in the combo he's got the delayed swings. So if I know a delayed swing is the next step of the combo, I can basically buffer in an attack and then get out of it. Like that. Too close. Hold up. Okay, I see why that hit me. He has a sword swing at the end of the spear charge that I haven't seen before. I've never noticed it because I'm always too busy dealing with the spear. Get away from that bubbling pool. Oh, dang it, that's his, like, super thrash. Yeah, that's his gigantic combo. I've only seen the gigantic combo one other time. But also, I was really wary about the, bubbling to the right of me, as I was close in on him there. And that, kind of blocked me off. I should have pulled away from him, I think, but I'm not sure logically why I should have gone away, or like what should have triggered me to think back away from him. So I'm not sure exactly what mistake I made, except for I hadn't seen that attack before and I didn't dodge immediately. I think the startup for that attack is a little faster than I bargained for, or faster than I was ready to react to. Okay, I thought he would follow it up, but that was a naked hammer smash, so no. Okay. Dodging away from that was wrong. I needed to dodge forward through that so that I could get the heal opportunity. Dodging away from it, I set him up to follow up on the attack, which will give him a predictable set, because if he follows up on that, it's always going to be the whirling uppercut. But I wasn't thinking there. That's not where my head was, so I wasn't ready to deal with it. Huh. It's interesting. The leap for this is, yeah, the leaping heavy for this doesn't actually swing with both weapons. I wonder if they changed the way that worked from the beta. Because in the network beta, I'm pretty sure a leaping attack with both weapons, a leaping attack with dual wielding would get you an attack from both. Okay, that was a buffer dodge into him daggering, and I couldn't defend against the daggers after the buffer dodge there. I took one extra swing to see if I could. I could not. Couldn't get that in there. I'm doing a lot of first phase experimenting to help me solve second phase, because they're not that different. Second phase is just kind of faster with more bullshit on the floor. I really wish he didn't have floor bullshit in second phase, but he does, so what you gonna do? I don't really like dodging things that don't come from the boss. If the boss doesn't have to take time to do it, I don't like having to deal with it. Okay, I don't believe it kept that dodge buffered. I think being hit should clear your buffer. If a buffer kills me, it's almost always because I buffered an input, but it didn't come out in time. A hit interrupted it, and then it happens after the hit, and then I don't have time for the next thing. Because every boss has taken lessons from Manus, the Father of the Abyss, and they just keep attacking constantly. Most of these guys have an extra limb stapled on somewhere they can hit you with. Yeah, I knew I had an input in the buffer again, so I can't deal with that. It's like one square hit from the, one bad dodge on the spear is just lethal because the input buffer will kill you. I'm actually gonna look this up. How does this buffer work? Like, does anybody have a guide on this? Okay, yeah. So the first thing I checked is just people talking about the buffer, and they're like, oh yeah, it's just there. But no, the buffer does not get cleared when you take damage, and that's the #1 problem I've got with it. I don't mind buffered inputs happening in any other circumstance, but when I take damage, I absolutely need there to not be a buffered input on the stack. My god, I buffered that a week ago. That almost killed me. Part of what's unfortunate is that I actually need buffered inputs to hurt this guy correctly. But I only really need attack buffering to get that done. Okay, I learned something valuable there. If I dodge to the right on that attack, then even if it's buffered, I won't die. That one I buffered consciously, and it was in the wrong direction. So if I'm going to buffer it, buffer to my right, and I might live. So that one was my mistake. I think if I input it after the attack hits me, that's probably fair game, and that's probably what's actually happening, is I'm probably actually hitting the button after taking the hit. It's like a quarter second behind on my presses. I need to get an input display setup going. I don't know, might crowd the screen a bit. I walked right into that. Oh, he did the big thing. Okay. Few drinks deeper than I'd usually want to be. That's a hard dodge to make. I think the way to do that is I need to wrap around him, then dodge forward, and not get wrecked. Because dodging around him, I am avoiding the sword very successfully, but when I pull back away from him, I get hit by the end of the hammer. The hilt of the hammer is smaller. I'm assuming that the hitbox is actually hammer-shaped. It might not be, but it probably is. Most hitboxes in Dark Souls are like a cylinder around the weapon. I don't know if that hitbox is actually made of two separate cylinders for the handle and the weight or not. Cut it out, jeez. He literally does not stop. It's like hard to find these mid-attack openings when you can do a double somersault and then immediately pull out the knives. And the knives is like a full reset on whatever he happened to be doing at the moment. I think there's like two main patterns where he can access knives. It's like 2 points in his close range setup. And then he can technically go to knives from a distance, but he almost never does. Yeah, it's after that down slash he can go into knives, or after the double somersault. Oh my god, I actually dodged that entire pattern correctly. I'm very happy with that. Gotcha! Slurp. Man, some of these hits I take in phase 2, they just completely... Why did that happen? You're kidding me. One thing I do want to say about this, it's pretty peculiar. This is like successfully dodging his patterns is just that. It's very patterned and it cannot be very reactive. Like this is almost impossible to react to. Because you just won't get it right. And I don't know if I've ever seen a boss require me to dodge this preemptively. What? Yeah, whatever method I'm dodging, I have to actively plan it against his next attack. And I have to do it, like... In a lot of cases, I have to be starting the dodge before I see the attack is happening. I can't visually react to this. I have to react to a lot of these just by knowing what he's going to do next. And it is, in a lot of cases, on a pattern or on a sequence. It's just a pretty complicated sequence. It's a pretty complicated sequence with a couple divergences. But we're only making honest reactions in neutral, pretty much. Yeah, I'll take that trade every day of the week. Okay, I missed my dodge opportunity after taking that spear hit. Because after you get hit by that spear, you can't buffer it. You need to wait a moment until the character comes out of hit stun, then get a quick dodge. And that's because I got hit by the spear, which happened because I was healing and I didn't get out of the heal fast enough to dodge. Oh no, bosses, like, pretty much don't have... I think bosses don't have a stamina so much as they have routines. I don't think bosses have stamina at all. I would be surprised to hear that any enemy in the game has a recorded stamina. I think they just have certain AI behaviors. Then again, his stamina could also just be arbitrarily high if he actually did have a stamina number. So I'm not sure it would matter even if it was in place. That was a bad buffer. I read the situation wrong. Naturally, if I was playing this with like a great shield, I might try to. I would be trying to block some of this, or even if I was just using a shielded strategy, there are a number of attacks here I could probably block, but I'd have to compromise with lower damage output, and with my character level being so low, that's pretty unacceptable. So, in an orthodox run, you could certainly contest a lot of what's going on here because if you're playing ranged, first of all, there are several points in his patterns where he actually pulls away from your character pretty substantially. I could be dodging differently and then shooting him, whether with spells or arrows. Okay. Yeah, that's the dagger to hammer sweep setup that gets me so often. Now, he only got the dagger thing on me there because I stayed in on slow sword chop, which is something I'm like messing with as an option. But I think in order for me to actually stay in on that, I need to make sure I get entirely behind him during the sword chop. Which is a little tricky because he's going to pivot when he actually finishes the chop. It's very similar to his Cane Slam attack from the first fight. It's the same, except he has follow-ups on it. Whereas in the first fight, he doesn't. Which is kind of the theme for Morgott, is he's Margit with longer combos. Okay, he actually didn't go for the extension there. The fact that I survive a lot of these hard hits right on the chin, even like some of the double hits I can survive, means that a casual build would actually be surviving these to spare. Yeah, after dagger toss, you're basically always safe to heal. One example is like a casual build could probably just block most of these daggers and be okay. That was like the miracle dodge timing. That was like the dodge timing that's so good we don't try that on purpose. He might have gone for daggers there if I stayed in close. Hard to say. He's gonna phase transition real soon. Probably here. Yep. I'm gonna step away. I need 2 drinks. And feeling spicy, so I'll use a Rune Arc. Let's do it. That was the wrong dodge direction on me. Okay. I'm happy to reset a bit here. This is in a dicey circumstance for a while. That was good. What you got next? Okay, again, the camera pulled me into the wrong direction. Dang it. I survived that. I've survived more of that than usual because of the Rune Arc, but getting hit with the follow-up killed me. So, twice there when I dodged his step-in sweep, the camera adjusted after my dodge and caused me to dodge back in the wrong direction because I did not adjust for the camera adjusting. That sucks. I I didn't need to dodge back to back as quickly as I did. I was trying to quickly get into position so that I could attack, but I'm gonna need to delay my dodges, my 2 dodges on that technique a bit more so that I can reorient myself between the 2 dodges. Because my goal for that attack is dodge twice and be right behind him. Pretty simple. Okay, this is a little odd, but it's okay. His sword drop attack actually has measured gaps in it. So if I look at it carefully, I can walk through without taking damage. Ah, okay, I didn't get my dodge off in time. I think it was just heavy on the button press. Dodge happens when you release the button, not when you press it. So if you press B a little too early, you have some leeway on your release timing to try and manage the dodge timing. This also means, however, if you accidentally, like, tap in too hard, your dodge can come out a little later if you, like, stick on the button. Like, that's a feather tap, and then, like, the full press. It's hard to explain without having a controller display of some kind. Let's see, I think for this time of day, I might want to have more key lighting. My face is a little dark. Okay, he can correct it that far. Sometimes I test these things to remind myself. So long as I have full health, it's not that bad to experiment and fuss around. I held the dodge too long there. Rather, I waited too long before dodging. Ah, I was too far back to get good punishes. I'm gonna leave so he doesn't pull daggers on me. And I want to be over here. Got a bigger chunk of the stage. Okay, took a bit of a scrape, but we're out. Hey, pretty good damage with those couple sequences. That's funny. I should have cut him up a bit more there. Oh well. I'm gonna use another rune arc. Little too late there. Pop off again. Okay, now we're back to neutral. Okay, I can't strafe for the second bit. It has to be a dodge. That was close. Okay. This is better. Ah. Didn't think I was in position to get hit by that. Nice. I don't like those bubbles being there. I don't want to be near the throne. Dang it! That was a close one. I'm getting my dodge much better on the spear thrust. I'm taking that as an opportunity now instead of like just dying. So that's pretty great. I'm pretty hype about that. Yeah, anytime you like forestall some death, you turn that into an opportunity that's pretty good. Is this light looking good? Want to face it a little more? All right. Maybe it's my positioning. Nah. It's just something about the time of day the red comes through stronger. Let me see. Do I need more backlighting maybe? Does that change it? Less backlighting. Oh, yeah, less backlighting, and now the adjustment makes the key lighting come in stronger. Okay. So yeah, if I'm gonna be streaming more towards the daylight hours, I need like another key light up here to brighten it up. When I first got these extra lights in here, it was really difficult to adjust to like having more lights in my face. But now it's fine. I went spicy there and decided to just trade out for more damage. It was a risk, but it was a calculated risk. And thankfully, I know my math. Just a little bit. Okay. The punish on that spear throw, though, that was a thing of beauty. Or not the spear throw, but the spear charge, rather. It was nice. I was digging it. This'll phase him. Taking some extra hits, because I think I can. Yeah, we got it. Arced! Ah, the timing was off. I need to delay the last dodge if I'm gonna take those hits. Hammer Whirl is really something. It's not like I can practice that attack because he doesn't use it a lot. He won't use it if he's at full health, for one. He'll only use it below about 75% or so. And in second phase, it's just a monster. Just really rough. It's like 4 hits that happen pretty fast. Let's see. What do we do? You gotta hold that dodge long. On the hammer sweep, you gotta wait until the very last moment to get that in. Oh, he did the whirligig there. Messed me up again. I wasn't expecting it, but I dodged the wrong way either way. The proper answer to all of his hammer stuff is actually still just parrying. It's just hard. It's really hard to do. You know, I think if I had a bloody parrying dagger, because it's a dagger, it might still let me do dual-wielding attacks. It's an interesting thought. Once I find out where the heck Patches is, I'll have to buy one from him. But he's left the Volcano Manor at this point, so I don't know. Beats me. It's probably like at the very end game. Or maybe he'll show up at Round Table Hold. Maybe he's behind this very golden door. Patches is the true Elden Lord. Okay, that was a solid test of a hypothesis. And the hypothesis was, if he does that, like, dancing nonsense next to me, I can get in a hit before his actual attack comes out from it. And that's the dancing nonsense I'm talking about. That's right. Yeah, he already beat this guy, like, last week. I'm gonna keep using arcs, at least for now. I'm feeling really close, so I want the extra damage.
Stained by my curse, such I cannot bear. Thy part in this shall not be forgiven.
Backing up, are you? What? I got robbed a little. Or was I saved? I took so much. Well, I took a lot less damage than I might have taken from what he was actually doing. Some of these attacks I'm surviving because I'm literally thinking, what's the worst thing that could happen right now? Keep on my toes, stay frosty. Got him! I literally, like, it was only in my mind what to do about those attacks, because at the very moment I was thinking, what's the worst thing he could do to me right now? And I was like, the worst thing is Hammer Slam. He's gonna hammer me. And then he pulled out the hammer. Oh, man. Huh. It's just shriveled, faded state.
Tarnished. Thou art but a fool. The Erd Tree wards off all who deign approach.
You too?
We are.
Oh.
We are all forsaken.
But is that the Erd Tree's will or Marika's will? As a holder of a great rune, the Omen King, were you also tarnished, or are you a demigod? Who are you?
The title of Elden Lord. Thy deeds shall be met with failure.
So Morgott, I presume, then, was also trying to become the Elden Lord. Trying to please Marika? Was he frustrated by the he was frustrated by the dereliction of the others. Oh, that's Fogdord. Can I not go back? I presume I need to check out what's over here first. Could this be a dog? So that symbol is the symbol that stands behind Radagon's statue. Didn't expect. You don't have the right. A wall of thorns. Impenetrable thorns refuse all. None may enter the Erd Tree. All right. So there really is like a carved passageway up into the Erd Tree, which I think explains why this section is dull, and not that kind of brilliant color. It must be because the outer bark of the Erd tree is what is golden like that, and it was hewn away so that somebody could enter. And that must have been constructed after the Erd tree's growth. I'm gonna go back to... Oh. Can I not teleport right now? Not in the least. So, he's gone, right? He's no longer with us. Okay, I'm gonna rest at the site for a moment and see if something happens. Does Marika have something to say? Not Marika, Malika have something to say about this?
Hello again.
The similarities between Malika and Marika are, noteworthy.
You were unable to enter the Erd tree, no? Prevented by the mantle of barbs. The thorns are impenetrable, a husk of the Erd tree's being that spurns all that exists.
Oh, I need to mark
The only way
the
to
stream
stand
so that I can... There we go. Okay.
before the Elden Lord.
So that I know where to clip for my Margot kill.
purpose serves to aid in that very act. So I'd like you to undertake a new journey with me to the Flame of Ruin, far above the clouds, upon the snowy mountain tops of the giants. Then I can set the Erd tree aflame and guide you
Oh,
down the path to becoming Elden Lord.
that's interesting. The rolled medallion. A red mark was made on the map. Oh, it's Melina. It's not Melika, it's Melina. Or Malika, or whichever. It's
I
Melina.
wish to journey with to the Flame of Ruin then and guide you.
To set the Erd tree aflame, I think, is the blasphemy that was being aimed for by those of the Volcano Manor, the progenitor of which, or not the progenitor, but the lord of which, Lord Reichard, I slew. So this is acknowledging in some ways that perhaps they're right to be doing what they were doing, or aiming what they were aiming. Or rather, that Melina is aligned with them. So the Erd tree will not allow any to enter or become Elden Lord. So, is the Erd tree a will that is avoiding the reconstruction of the Elden Ring? But why? I had thought that the Erd tree drew upon the Elden Ring's power. So, there must not be a direct alignment, I think. Okay, looks like this is where... That's the Grand Lift of Rolled. Alright. It looks as though there must not be a direct alignment between... the will of Marika, the will of the Erd tree. I believe Marika is synonymous or self-same with the Elden Ring. Like, she and the Elden Ring are one. She is the eternal goddess and the source of that power. The Two Fingers are doing something weird. What are they doing there?
You know what this means. The fingers shaken by this turn of events. They are busy consulting the greater will. When they are finished, about thousands, no matter for me.
Okay. So I can ask about burning the impenetrable thorns, but they're consulting. There might be another way through. So we can get Morgoth's Cursed Sword, which causes blood loss. It's got, like, blood bleed up. It's got a Cursed Blood Slice ability, but it also requires 35 dexterity, which is literally impossible for us at SL1. And then there's the Regal Omen Bairn, which uses FP to unleash many wraiths. We can read the description without buying it. That's cool. Omen babies born of royalty do not have their horns excised, but instead are kept underground, unbeknownst to anyone imprisoned for eternity. These memorial fetishes are fashioned in secret. Doll of a curseborn, born from the Erd tree's royal line. I see. So, Margot kept his horns because he was born a royal, but there were others born of royalty that have their horns removed. I think this would apply to the Dung Eater. He looks like he's got trimmed horns. And it seems as though he's spreading horns into others to instill upon them a curse. So I would wager, so he was not born of royalty, but he was an omen child, whatever that means. It's still unclear to me what it means to be of omen, but it seems as though omen is itself a curse. Warped blade of shifting hue used by Morgoth the Omen King. The accursed blood that Morgoth recanted and sealed away, reformed into this blade. Recanted his blood. A little weird. A little weird. What do we have about his abilities? Wielded gravitational powers, which he learned in Celia during his younger days. Also, he would never have to abandon his beloved but scrawny steed. Oh, okay, that recontextualizes a bit about Radahn. So, it's, huh. Okay. So Radahn learned gravity magic specifically so that his horse didn't have to hold him up so much, and that he could keep his horse with him. And unfortunately, he went crazy. He went literally insane from Scarlet Rot, at which point he was mindlessly eating people, but he never mindlessly ate his own horse. Okay. Radahn earned considerable renown as the Star Scourge in his youth, and it is said that it was during this time he engraved the gravity crest upon these blades. That is the gravity crest. Yep. When used along with Radahn's spear, it becomes a true weapon of a champion. Radahn's spear is the name of an arrow type. So I might guess that there's actually a special effect if you fire that type of arrow from the Lion Greatbow. Rykard, Lord of Blasphemy, took the form of a giant serpent that he might devour, grow, and live eternally. I understand the road of blasphemy is long and perilous. One cannot walk it unprepared to sin. Sacred Sword of Rykard, remains of the countless heroes he has devoured writhe upon the surface of this blade. Now they share the same blood, bound together as family. Okay. The spirits manifest from the rancor of heroes who met a violent end. The Lord granted them an audience, whereupon they were welcomed by the maw of the great serpent. Within the serpent's bowels, they became the Lord's kin. So my understanding of Rykard's blasphemy is his blasphemy is that he rose to become eternal by pulling people away from the natural cycle of life and death. The people who were devoured into the serpent were not returned to the roots as the dead should be under the guidance of the Golden Order. And so he is blasphemous. In her youth, Rennala was a prominent champion who charmed the Academy with her luminary magic. She led the Glintstone Knights and established the House of Caria as royalty. Yeah, she is the forebear of the Carian Knights, but also becomes the leader of the Raya Lucaria Academy, those groups being rivals at certain points. No, wait, I think it was, I think it's Celia and Caria that are rivals, actually. Finest of all Glintstone staves. Yep, enhancing full moon sorceries. Uses the caster as a vessel to incarnate a full moon, then sends it floating towards foes. Dispels all sorcery that touches it, and then reduces magic damage negation for those it strikes. It actually makes magic damage stronger. A feeble man sought power through the grotesque act of grafting. One day we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold. Okay. I believe Godric's actions, the practice of grafting, is also, by some manner, blasphemous. Oh, all of the remembrances are hewn into the Erd Tree? Huh. I noticed that so many of these are gold, but Rennala's is blue. I wonder if I'll find other blue remembrances as I play. Let's see. And we have no gear stuff after killing more. No, we can buy the Fell Omen cloak, which is the gear that Margit wore. Ragged fur worn about the exposed body of Margit, the Fell Omen. Having slaughtered countless champions during the Shattering, the Fell Omen has become a horror to those who harbor ambitions for the Erdtree or for lordship. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to talk to them about burning the thorns. I think they might not take kindly to it. Who knows? All right. Let's see who else is around for conversation or what we might be progressing. Yeah, she's gone naturally. Oh, you know, one thing I'd been meaning to check on. Since I found the round table hold in the capital, once I did that, I had opened a side door here. I wanted to see if the side door was opened or openable in the corresponding hold. But it looks like that's going to be a no. Yeah, that's a no. Okay. I think this connected back into the other rooms, though. Yeah, it does. Right. There was an item down here that I grabbed, but that's all we've got for now. Okay. I'm getting a couple of lag spikes there. So our only way back up is still to interact with this. Okay. With my cash, my fresh dosh, I could start buying some armors.
Well, I took you for no matter it's lay out your arms.
It's not that we're gonna buy anything particularly new. Okay, I've already got the Zweihander to plus 12. Claymore's at plus 5. I could juice the Claymore a bit more. The Antspur Rapier I've heard is worth it because Scarlet Rot is interesting, and I haven't played around with that. I think thus far I've basically found that every single status effect seems to be pretty workable. It's on 6s. Right, we did get the Serrated Butchering Knife, which is usable if I have my dex boosted, but it has faith scaling as well. It's going to be really clunky to get into. Oh, right, I found Giza's Wheel. That causes a lot of blood buildup. But it is barely wieldable, actually. And it does give us the spinning wheel weapon art, which could be really dangerous for my enemies. I don't think there's any point in upgrading the Serpent Hunter further, although actually the damage this inflicts is pretty real. I've been thinking about the Vulgar Militia Saw a bit, but as a halberd, I don't know if I really care. Scythe might be good. Guitar is wieldable, but not exciting. The Hook Claws are probably still pretty good, but they're about a bit higher than I want to care about upgrading further. So, yeah, I'm gonna just buy cosmetics in this case. I don't have much cause to spend money on other things right now.
It may be thousands.
Oh wait, that's just arrows. Bit of a dramatic sound on each of those purchases.
Go that door.
A lot of people seem to run around in the boss armor cosmetics. Generally speaking, the boss armors are not like better than other armors in any notable way. They can be like slightly better or worse. Let's see. Spend the rest as I usually do. Okay. Now, one thing I wanted to take care of, I did look up earlier that I was actually correct about the location where the Dung Eater would spawn. Outer moat is pretty unclear, but I actually had it right previously. So I'm going to head over to the outer moat. The prosthesis wearer heirloom is pretty optional with my current setup. I could think about changing it. Let me see. 390 AR with this, 394 with that, 394 with that. Ups my magic or ups my resistances by like 1. I'll use the Stargazer heirloom. It might actually be offering me some of that damage boost just because it's lighter. Whoop. Oh no, I actually need to be up here. Actually, no, wait. If I miss that based on a Spirit Spring jump, I don't think I can die. Yep. So long as your launch point is a Spirit Spring, you cannot die. From falling. Unless you hit, like, a kill plane.
Alright, mate. Yeah, never thought I would. It was that monster.
Okay, so, with that dialogue advanced to that point, the next time I come back here, the Dung Eater will show up, and he will actually kill this guy. I'm not committed to going through the Dung Eater's plotline, because I don't care about that particular... I understand it affects the ending of the game. I don't particularly care about that. There's a, what's it called? Apart from it unlocking a certain ending, you can also get his armor set, but it seems like there's not much else going on. Like, it's not going to give me some kind of a new spell or anything. Or a weapon that I can use. Alright, we're going to go down to street level and ride on out of here. Alright, that's what that will do, yeah. I won't need those on my bar for a while. I'll probably get back to using Cerulean Tears soon. I think next Grace Point I find, I'm going to go ahead and cut over a couple of flasks. I have been wondering what the flask maximum actually is. Oh right, we can't ride in here. Even if I want to go fast. Yes, it should be this way. Into the sandy area. So, oh, there's something else, actually, that I need to check on. Morgott dropped a great rune. In addition to his remembrance. At least I thought he did, and it's nowhere to be found. So I thought it would be under key items with these other great runes. There it is. Morgott's great rune, devoid of any benediction. Stands beyond the Great Bridge from Landal's eastern ward. the Divine Tower of East Altus, whereas this here is the Divine Tower of West Altus. So it's probably around here-ish, but it's a different Divine Tower because it's a different rune. Got it. I was wondering how that was going to work. So when I get on out of here, I should be looking for some kind of a cave or other option that will theoretically lead me to the rune. Uh-oh. If I have to call down this elevator, I'm gonna have to fight some number of these guys. Don't mind me. I can always, like, kind of sneak and hang out back here. I remember when I went up here earlier to explore, I was really hoping there would be a grace point, and then there wasn't. Pretty awkward. Okay, there we go. Up we go. Let's see. Got about another hour of intended time to be online. Is that solid? Okay, so there's the Divine Tower. I can basically see it. I remember how you guys treated me when I was here before. Not a lot of hospitality on you. Still can't ride again. Still no. Okay. You get a horse, but I don't. Awesome. It's gonna be very hard to... Oh, and he's got a friend. Okay, this is actually going to be really hard to get through, and there's no Merica stake. Why can't I just ride my horse here? Dang it. Okay. This is probably actually a better case for the fire ability. Take Flame of the Redmanes. And we'll actually take Flame of the Redmanes, but we'll go physical. 70 standard looks best. And we can remove the intelligence knot for the flame shrouding. I actually don't have a fire weapon spell, do I? Be under incantations if I have it. I really don't. Sets area and self ablaze with raging flames. Huh. Interesting. The burning of the Erd tree is the first cardinal sin. That is not the domain of mere men. The prophet despaired, looking up at the Erd tree, for soon the kindling would burst into flame, bringing ruin. Fire beguiles those who gaze into it, so the guardians of the flame are also its worshippers. Oh. The Dragonkin were born in the Eternal City, where they knew no true sky nor true lightning. Instead, ice lightning was their weapon. So many peculiarities. The thing I forgot when I was spending those 120,000 runes from Morgott is I could have upgraded a sorcery catalyst, because I don't have an upgraded sorcery catalyst right now. I've got two different incantation thingamajigs. So this Crucible Knight has like a ton of horns, and his staff has a bunch of horns, but they don't look to be the same kind of horns as the Omen horns. So I don't think that's related. Although I believe the Crucible Knights are, for some reason, a disgraced sect, although they were the knights of the original Elden Lord. There's a notable omission in the lore, and I think it's like one of those... It's the kind of omission that you're meant to pay attention to. Ah! I've never seen them do that before. And that notable omission is that it never says the first Elden Lord died. So he did not die. Try left, be wary of left. Nice. Now, there's definitely guys up there. You can try it if you want, but I think it's the easiest way to get through here. When you can just run along the staircase and most of these guys don't catch up with you. Being said, since this is like a lever-based elevator, I don't think I have the option of sending this elevator back down. Okay, yeah, when they decide to go for their bite, what's it called? They get poise at the time. Let's see. So I think my success in getting through this little gauntlet here is going to hinge on taking out the guy with the bow very quickly on the left. He definitely caught me by surprise last time, and that was pretty troublesome. I might be able to finish him off before the guy on horseback really catches wise and starts riding at me. That's the game plan. Okay, the initial facing of this archer also allows me to start with a backstab. I was wondering if that was the case. Okay, can I lure you back at least one of these locations? Okay, I can lure him back a little, but he insists on the bow if I do. Gotcha. All right, got it. Which is good, because I forgot to allocate anything over to Crimson Tears. Ready for a tough one. Gonna play it safe. Gotcha. All right. Goodbye, horsey. Blech. Still no love from my horse. All right. So we're tapped on Cerulean Tears now. What's this late game Scarab gonna look like? Does it look like a bomb? Oh, he got bigger. Well, that's a new one. And I got a Somber 6 out of him. I think with Scarabs, my thought is they give you a Somber if they were going... I don't assume that they're preset to give you a somber. They might be, but I assume that they actually give you a somber if they were going to give you a skill you already have. Okay, that was a little much. Okay, so we've got an elevator there, but out the right here. Is this onto the Divine Tower? All right. Even if it means fighting more guys with no grace, I would love to make it to the Divine Tower. Can I turn around? Is it too late to leave? Because I am spooked, man. Crap. Am I on the map? Maybe. I might be on the map. Nobody knows. Am I gonna fight Wolnir? Golden Rune? Great! It was a setup. I have been bamboozled. This sucks. Why did I go down the stupid elevator? So, I can see that their appearance is somewhat similar to Morgott, but their horns have been trimmed. One of them has trimmed horns, and thus they are the Fell. Now I have to fight that stuff again. Great. Great! Why is there no grace on this bridge? There could very easily be grace on this bridge. Oh, Bach showed up here. I haven't seen you in forever.
Bok, this seems ready to make a jump. Master, I was so... The Erd tree is... I know it. Master, your wardrobe includes the... And I'm a... That a royal seamster... Just wait, Master. Is that a thank you, kind? Amazing. With a spectacular... Are you certain that... Have I'll polish my... I'll be the... Now I'll be able to sew... Master, would you mind... I heard that you and the other... Well, and you'd make... So please... Allow me... You don't, my lord. Please, and please...
Aw, that's great. Ooh, and I get the gesture, my lord.
Do you think that, Mum, that I'm as good as... Oh, it's... I need to learn how to sew from... My lord, has the power... Oh, look at... Well, being reborn... My lord... Oh, these are precious... My lord, it was my only wish... My lord, I'm off to... I'll be reborn...
Okay, I can make the pointed hat not pointy. Alter the commoner's garb and the page garb. Astrologer's robe. Remove capes from all of those things if I want. And add a cape to that. Remove a cape, remove a cape. Remove a cape, remove a cape, remove a cape. Okay.
Going on a plea.
Well, I feel glad that I was able to advance that quest. He's a swell guy, and if he wants to be reborn, he should get that. I have to walk a long way all over again. Friggin' boss on this stupid passageway. So I think theoretically, to be the Elden Lord, I suppose you don't need to have too many runes necessarily. You just need to be the one with the most great runes. And then, you know, take a seat. Okay. I think the Flame of the Red Mane strat that I was using to get through here earlier is pretty solid, and I think I can get these guys down without too much trouble. I am going to change this off because I remember what the actual, like, really good thing for this is. We use the Assassin's Cerulean Dagger and also the Carrion Filigrade Crest. So with this, we can really go ham with Flame of the Red Manes. Yeah. What the heck? There's something going on with that tree over there that I hadn't noticed before. Oh no, wait. Is it just an angle of the light looking weird? Yeah, I guess so. I thought there was actually, like, something up in that tree, ominously, that these dudes were praying to. Okay, getting two of these guys along after me was definitely not part of the plan. It seems as though nothing can follow me up this elevator, which is handy, I guess. So I've been pretty surprised with how many, like, otherwise mainstream streaming personalities have been jumping eagerly into Elden Ring. And it's pretty cool. Although it does mean that this is the most crowded category on Twitch. I wasn't going to play anything else, so... Pause the attacks a bit to score that crit. Fine and dandy. Whew. That was close. I actually triggered a power block from him. Ah! These guys are pretty tough. They got health. Would the Misericord fare better here, I wonder, since I'm getting a lot of criticals? Let me try that out, and I will put the... This way I can have access to Red Mane Flame and the other option. Because I'll just shuffle them around. Put Flame of the Red Manes in the Misericord. Let's see, that's 170, 170. Probably keep that fire. Here we go. I can use this for the abominations on the way in. Yeah. can't go without coffee, but too much of it definitely gives me some heartburn. I could probably medicate for that. Yeah, da 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 da. Go. I feel like if I sit back down to Dark Souls 3, the fact that it's A to interact with everything is gonna mess me up for a bit. That'd be quite something. So, Amazon put out a new, like, animated anthology based on their property, The Boys, the show about, like, hyper-corrupt superheroes. And I tuned into that, and I did not expect the first episode to be a Buttons and Mindy cartoon. So that was pretty funny. Now, in keeping with The Boys, it's super violent. But it's seriously a Buttons and Mindy cartoon. Yeah, actually attacking with the, like, fire dagger, not super recommended. Oh, is he actually going back to his horse? I didn't know that was a thing they would do. I really want you to just fall over. That was super close. I actually put the wrong ice skill on here. Chilling Mist and the other Mist skills are not that bad, chiefly because they do put an enchant on your weapon, and that enchant stacks with the weapon being infused. You're not forbidden from using it, like you are for the like spells and infusions that do the same thing. So that's pretty handy. Chilling Mist, Poison Mist. I think there's a Blood Mist. I haven't. No, there's no Blood Mist. I haven't seen one. Well, there could be a Blood Mist that I haven't seen. Yeah, we're just gonna move on for now, and we'll come back to get the Great Rune figured out. I'm imagining there's gonna be a Grace, like, right at the bottom of this elevator, and then I can turn around and try that fight if I want. And it's just gonna feel really dumb. there's the Grace. The Forbidden Lands. Oh. Why are these lands forbidden, I wonder? Where does Grace point us when we hang out here? Well, Grace is still guiding us. And my understanding is that Marika is the arbiter of Grace. She's the one who decided to withdraw it. So our actions are by her commandment. Or is Grace a matter of the greater will? Still quite a bit to understand. Like, I understand Marika the Eternal to be one and the same with the Elden Ring. But... Whoops, this is the wrong way to go. But is Marika also one and the same with the Greater Will, or is that separate? Do they conflict? Is the inability to enter the Erd Tree the work of the Erd Tree, Marika, the Greater Will, or somebody else? That Wall of Thorns. This isn't the correct direction. I need to be going that way. Okay, we're heading through here. And this will be to wake up Morgoth's Great Rune. So at the very least, there remains the Great Rune for Melania. And now they're ready to rumble right from the get-go. Oh, I still have Chilling Mist. Dang it. I attacked too early in his string. I thought he was done. I was wrong. I want to have the stomp for this though. Even though I suspect these guys are actually probably vulnerable to fire, if anything. Back to stomp spec we go. Now stomp spec we are. Suppose I should send the elevator back down when I hit the top. We don't need to use the Cerulean Dagger for this bit. So I'll go back to the Blue Dancer Charm for now. Should be heading south after hitting the top. Okay, there we go. Oh, dang it. He actually takes really big damage from Hoarfrost Stomp. So I forgot to use the mixed physic. He takes really big damage from Hoarfrost Stomp. So I'm assuming that both of them will. and that'll do pretty well here. And it's not just that he has a small health bar, it's that he does have a bit of a smaller health bar, like smaller than Morgott, for instance. But he's also taking more damage from this than like a typical fight. When I see it cracking for like over 1,000 damage, it means it's proccing the frost effect on him with just like one tick of the skill. For a lot of fights, a lot of bosses, it takes more than one of those ticks before the frost effect kicks in and does the damage. That actually one-shot me with the jump there. That's a bummer. I am pushing it quite a bit, with just trying to spam the effect. It's not quite that automatic in killing people, but it kills people pretty good. I also need to watch out because the two of them in this fight have different movesets, somewhat. They're going to have some shared features, like the fact that they can kick either out of the blue or as a combo ender, and they'll have a similar punching attack as well. Go. The infinite FP component of the physic is worn off. And there's the fight. Omen Killer Rollo. I'm assuming this will return me to the bridge. Yep, and it actually shot me all the way to the other side of the bridge, and we got 29,000 runes out of the deal. Yeah. Let's see. I kind of want to check the description on those ashes, assuming it's a special one. There it is. Spirit of Rollo, known as the first Omen Killer. Once a famous perfumer, Rollo imbibed a physic to rid himself of emotion, thus enabling him to enact his nightmarish labor, hunting the Omen. Oh, I've actually seen quite a few others like that have the Omen horns and the two, like, oversized clubs. Interesting. So the Omen are a hunted people, and Margit is one of them. I would presume that he was spared the hunt because he was hidden away at birth as a noble bearer of the Omen. So it's the desire of the Dung Eater to spread this Omen curse thing to everybody. He wants everybody to be cursed. Now, he also has trimmed horns like one of the Fell. Now, Morgott, on the other hand, was actively ashamed of his curse, and his curse being in proximity to the throne seemed like something he felt was dirty or wrong. He might have come to think that only after he was denied entry to the Erd Tree. That's a thought. Morgoth's Great Rune restored. We've got another Site of Grace up here. That's like pretty, like a lot of Sites of Grace, considering we had one just before going into the Divine Tower and another one afterwards once we got to the top. Let's see. What is the effect of his Great Rune? So, Morgoth's Great Rune greatly raises maximum HP. This Great Rune is the anchor ring that houses the base and proves two things. That the Omen King was born of the golden lineage, and that he was indeed the Lord of Leyndell. Okay. Rykard was among the children of Rennala and Radagon, who became demigod stepchildren after Radagon's union with Queen Marika. Radagon and Rennala were not themselves gods. Neither of them were. Radagon's union with Queen Marika made Radagon a god, and made his children gods even though Marika was not involved. The first demigods were the Elden Lord Godfrey and his offspring, the Golden Lineage. Which means that Godfrey's offspring were not necessarily born of Marika. Godfrey became a god when Godfrey became a demigod when he became Elden Lord, and his progeny became demigods by association. When he was wed to Marika. Okay, we got a lot of little guys running around. I think that one's mad at me, so I'm gonna kill him. Oddly enough, Frost is perfectly effective against these guys. We can mount up now. We don't have to be slumming it. Maybe we do have to be slumming it, because these guys can kill us in 2 hits. It's because I don't care about these 30,000 runes. Oof. Well, the item up there is not purple, so we don't need to worry about it too much. Oh, what the? It's a giant poison bush thing. Big old poison shrubbery. It's like a nervous drink. I didn't need a drink there. Dang it! I was thinking like 50-50 that might happen. Alright, so I think the answer is just to run through here and basically stop for nothing and touch nothing. This whole route. Which is just a little annoying. Just a little. But this place is just absolutely silly with enemies. So there's a red mist here that looks somewhat similar to Grace. In its, like, being wispy. Oh yeah, I see. There's like 7 bloodstains up here. There's an absolutely, like, deceptive number of beetles. Like, oh yeah, hang out for a while, take a swing at a beetle. You totally won't get murdered. The drop of a hat. Completely die. Oh, I don't want to fight one of these guys. Okay, there is America Steak nearby. So it's not the worst thing to do. This seems like a decent spot. Okay, so he's gonna one-shot me even through my my item that prevents one-shotting. Noteworthy. He's got a pretty slow swing speed. He seems like a construct. It might be possible to just kind of ride past him. Hard call. So some of these bushes look the same as the bushes that caused poison to me earlier. I don't know if we could cause poison to him in the same way or not. Okay, so that is a big, nasty, lethal thing. I was wondering if I could get under him to avoid that. So he does have two distinct weapons that he's going to pivot back and forth between. He's not a construct. He's definitely an organic being. Got them ribs. Rib cage on display, basically. Not because any part of him is, like, you know, carved open. That killed me too. All right, I'm gonna evaluate maybe using some armor to see if we can change that up. So I didn't remove my defensive effect. I've still got it on. Yeah, let's just go out to some bed of shoes. Certain he's doing slash and only slash. .0 versus slash with wind armor. All right. We're gonna look really weird, but let's try it with this. Can't let fashion slow us down. Also, we'll eat some crab meat. All right, with this, let's see if we survive an attack. Okay, so he steps forward with that too. Okay, he's on the axe now. And I missed the dodge. We got him to half health. Alright, I don't know whether or not the crab meat was important in that, but I'm gonna keep eating the crab meat. Might be. gonna try a Rune Arc as well for at least one attempt. Dang it. I wasn't supposed to move in on that. I'm not trying the Rune Arc again, that's for sure. So I need to stay out of that and then specifically roll forward when he terminates the attack. That one-shot me, but I forgot to eat crab. Alright, so this is theoretically actually a fight where eating crab is important. I can eat crab for 20 more fights. Let's see, anything else I want to change? Not particularly. Not planning on it right now. Okay, so he's got two possible variants on that. Oh, he brings it back again. First time I've dodged part of that attack since all I know about it. Okay, that's pretty close. So when he does the dragging along the floor, he brings it back again. I need to dodge twice. And it's a delayed dodge, then a pretty immediate dodge. Okay, no, that hit twice, so it killed me immediately. I'd been dodging that every other time, so I didn't even know it hit twice. That being said, I had him pretty low on the first weapon. It looks like if I line it all up correctly, I can kill him before he actually does a lot of axe stuff. I'm going to stop worrying about the runes on the ground, because it's kind of messing me up at a critical time to go for those. Oh, okay. Nope, that's something else. Alright, no more runes to worry about. I'm not a fan of this fight. Feels kind of random. When you have enemies that are this big, and they make attacks this big that don't require a gigantic wind-up, it just gets really slapdash. And I feel as though the design of this is probably like, you could fight this on horseback. And those are the fights that have felt the worst from an RL1 perspective. Dead. needed to hold off a little longer before going into the hard Hoarfrost stomps. But yeah, since that attack double hits, it'll kill. He's got like a double hitter and a triple hitter that kill, and he's got 2 single hitters in axe form that both kill through the shield charm. Thank goodness, like, he doesn't have too much health and Hoarfrost Stomp works on him. This guy could be an even bigger pain if, like, some of that was harder to use. Okay, that was too persistent. Oh, that was the same as the initial attack? Okay. Got him. Okay. One of his attacks actually got interrupted by the terrain there. He started a dash, and then he stumbled because of an elevation change. I have seen that happen before in Bloodborne. I'm surprised it affected a creature that large. And a quick stream marker, so I can come back to that. That was a pretty messy fight. I'm not, like, super happy about it, but I'm in no rush to fight that enemy type again. Pretty uncomfortable. Oh, I can change out of this armor now. This weird, very specific setup. I'll use the... Oh no, that was super mismatch. What do the Kaiden gauntlets look? That looks alright. Make this the commoner's garb. Just get that little bit of resistance back. Turn back. Likely fire? What? Time for mountain, therefore just getting started. Huh. Okay, and the map is after the Grand Lift of Rold. Medallion up. So the secret Halig Tree medallion hasn't come back up yet. Gotta see what happens with that. Ooh, spooky. Let's see, I think after this sit down, I've been slowly uploading the older videos. I think I have the first 5 sessions up now, and I need to upload the 6th next. I've been uploading 1 or 2 of them a day, so long as I can remember. If I throw out a whole bunch of them too many at once, then even for people who have subscribed to me on YouTube, it's going to show up out of order. Or something will not show up in your feed. The boss clips I've been throwing in separately, though. Sometimes I post those to the various groups that I jump into. All right. So, interesting thing about this, for all the other areas prior to this, when we enter the area or when we're looking around in the area, the area is almost always presented such that the Erd tree is in front of us. And now the area is presented such that the Erd tree is behind us. And that's because of the natural like curvature and elevation that we've been dealing with this entire time, and where the Erd tree's positioned. Because like both of these areas, so long as you're facing north, you can't help but see the Erd tree in front of you. And naturally, our starting position is on this northward trail, or we're going this way and we see the Erd tree westward. The Weeping Peninsula is maybe the only area we explore early that we're not kind of looking towards the Erd tree in the background as we move. 'Cause even when we come over here, we've got this big northern stretch, and as we're coming up here, Liurnia, the entire exploration of Liurnia is pretty much northward facing. So we're moving closer to the Erd tree somewhat as we do that. We're like ringing around. We're like kind of skirting along the edge as we go. But the mountaintops of the giants. Okay, we've got Spirit Elk up here. And some new materials. Fire Blossom. I found a bit of Fire Blossom before. I think I found it like in Nokron though. Be wary of death. Oh, somebody jumped down there and didn't die. I think. Yeah, that's quite something. That does look like something in the distance. Ah, well, here's our map. Mountaintops of the Giants west. All right. And we've got some grace up here. So some people have been posting progress on Maidenless runs. I actually am going to head back real quick. Oh, that's a very thin map segment. I'm going to head back real quick and get some upgrades on a sorcery weapon. First, over to the merchant. Ten of these. 12 of these. 6 of these. And now we go get some upgrades on. Right. I think it's on me. The direction I rotate around the room is always wrong. All right. We're not using level 5 smithing stones. We're not using those on hardly anything, because we can't print those. So the Zamor Ruins is where we come in. So certainly it looks like there's a lot of stuff around to pay attention to. So we're looking at the ruins and we can proceed straight towards those. I am also very interested about possibly jumping down here. That's lethal. Super lethal. We don't even get a sound. It's so far. Okay, okay. Yeah, I misjudged that in a lot of ways. I feel like there should be an achievement just for falling off of cliffs a certain number of times. Like, you're gonna fall to your death several times playing Elden Ring. It's assured. Rhymed Roa. Okay, so we've got another type of berry. Okay. So every ruin thus far is host to some kind of underground, not usually a catacomb, but usually like a singular room that either has a boss, a chest, or both. I haven't seen this type of soldier before. These are the Forbidden Lands. I think there's a beetle over this way. Or an invisible, maybe an invisible one. It's got to be up there. I want to check out deeper into this ruin before I do other things. Zamor Ice Storm. Okay. Nascent Butterfly. Ouch. Is that behind the... I think that's just behind the lift. Have I been behind the lift? Aha. That's what we're looking for. Come on, dismount. I had to click that a couple times. Oh, this is probably just a chest. If there's an iron door first thing when you come down, it's usually just a chest. Smithing Stone Miner's Bell Bearing. This will allow us to take a lot of weapons up further. Oh, that's kind of neat. There's actually like a little spot you can crawl into. Okay, let me mark this ruin as I found a thing here, so I can loosely consider that to be cleared. Now that I have another reason to spend runes, I'm gonna run back over and grab these runes. Just when we were really running out of reasons to care about runes, now all of those weapons I've been upgrading, I can take up another 6 levels, because every Stone Miner's Bell Bearing is good for 2 types of rune you can purchase, and for regular smithing stones, that is 6 weapon levels. This will allow us to get weapons up to level 18, I believe, through purchasing with runes. It's actually nutty, because I think I'm well below 18. Unless this bell bearing counts for less for some reason. Which hasn't really borne out in the design so far, but I mean, that doesn't mean it's off the table. Okay, so we've got some eagles. They are very deadly, deadly eagles. Hide your gnomes. My very, very cultured followers will understand that in-joke. And it belongs to nobody, and that joke belongs to nobody else. I think I need to make that jump. Proceed. It's hanging. Ooh, a somber 7. That's a lot of rune. I am concerned because that there is not a beetle. So we're gonna have some other enemies dropping on me here soon. Yep. So up there was an eagle, and there was another eagle. Are these eagles? Are these hawks? I think these are... They're not... They don't look like hawks to me. I wonder, these things are half killing me. I wonder if Crab will change that paradigm. I mean, they'd have to be less than half killing me, and I don't think it's going to change that much. Thing is, though, I really want to tag this. Yeah, Gravekeeper for those returning to the roots. Always points out catacombs, these guys. You should actually double check that, whether or not that is always catacombs. And whether or not there's a one-to-one between Gravekeepers and catacombs. We've got a America statue here. That makes me nervous. Okay, I think there's something, like, up on top here. Like, at the highest point. Can I get up higher? Or not? Okay, yep. It looks like I don't think I can get higher up from this angle, for now, at least. There might be a way. Oh, that's got to be how we get up higher. Because we'd have to bridge that connection there, which is available. It's just an unmapped area is involved. So there is a loose joust capability, which I wish I knew. I wish I understood and knew about sooner. Please don't. Okay. Whew. And the jousting of it is, if you have, man, this is making me nervous. This is like, like tightroping with a horse a little bit. The jousting mechanism is if you have a heavy attack held charged, it will hit anybody you, like, run through with that. In addition to being able to perform the heavy attack itself. Yeah, okay. I was like, there's a lot of bloodstains suddenly for a reason. He was the reason. It's that guy. Well, he got Torrent. But he didn't get me. Which I'm gonna chalk up to basically just pure unadulterated luck. Nothing else going on there. Quick, get his kneecaps! Yep. Oh, I got killed by the residual splash from the stomp. Ugh. I couldn't tell he was stomping when the first one came out. I got committed to my attack. I was overzealous. Alright. Well, that's... Oh, hey. This guy. Let's chatter.
Finally, we meet the Tarnished, the would-be Lord. Oh mine. I fear that you were previously acquainted with this vessel well.
Oh.
That is most unfortunate. For he is dead. As for his flesh, he gave it to me. Shabriri, I hope you can make your peace with them. To sacrifice something precious, the life of a fair maiden, that you would toss only so that you may be Lord. What a horrible thing to put your ascendancy. But how would the Lord, chosen, tarnished, and would be Lord, spare the poor girl? If you are prepared to show resolve and attain lordship through righteous hardship,
I'm all about hardship here.
the words of our
Shabriri.
descend into seek audience with the three fingers and the flame of frenzy. If you inherit the flame of frenzy, your flesh will serve as kindling, and the girl setting you on the righteous path, the path of the Lord of Chaos. Burn the Erd tree to the ground and incinerate all that divides. May chaos take the world. Chosen to descend into the depths.
Into the depths far below the Erdtree capital.
With the three fingers.
The three fingers. So, not the two fingers, but the three fingers. Very different. Okay. I was loosely aware of the three fingers. Oh, we have an option to talk to Melina. How's it going?
There is something I'd like to say. My purpose was given to me by my mother.
Who is?
I act of my own volition. I have set my heart upon the world that I would have, regardless of my mother's designs. I won't allow anyone, not even you.
Okay. But, like, lineage seems to matter a heck of a lot in this game. You want to elaborate on that? Alright. We got stuff going on. Shabriri is a name that seems familiar. Yeah. Because I've got these here Shabriri grapes. Eyeballs of the infirm. Give to the blind maiden to guide her to the distant light. I still don't know who the blind maiden is. So got this fingerprint grape. Eyeball of the night Vike, inflamed yellow, seared with a repulsive fingerprint burn, akin to those that marred his entire body. If offered to the blind maiden, it will lead her to the source of distant light, allowing her to become a finger maiden. I suppose being a finger maiden, does that dispose you to either the two fingers or the three fingers? Or are there finger maidens for both the two fingers and the three fingers? I suppose 5 fingers makes a hand, so you've got 2 fingers here, 3 fingers there. I still don't know what this is for either. But I think I haven't taken it to Renala. And then there's this black knife print. Still don't know what that's about. The curse mark of death. And I found the curse mark of death on the corpse of Rani. Yeah, Rani was the first of the demigods whose flesh perished, while the Prince of Death perished in soul alone. The god of death is Malekith, who is the Prince of Death. I don't know. On the night of the dire plot, the stolen Rune of Death enabled the first death of a demigod, the Knight of Black Blades. Later, the rune of death spread across the lands between through the underground roots of the great tree, sprouting in the form of deathroot. Why does it say the great tree rather than the Erd tree? We have another concept here going on. I mean, the other option apart from 5 fingers, we could have 10 fingers. So, do we have like a 2-finger, 3-finger, 4-finger, and a 1-finger? Or is it a 2, 3, and a 5 situation? Or just the 2 and the 3? But we've seen other things. At the top of every divine tower that has held the ability to empower a great rune has been another 2 fingers. But, like, perished. Or made of wood, possibly carved, but they look like corpses. They look a heck of a lot like corpses. Yeah. We have the beast eye still. Other things going on. We apparently have 5 larval tears. I don't know how I got so many. Alright, alright. The mysteries continue. We also handed off a glintstone key to that one mage, but we haven't followed up with that guy. So it is possible... It's possible that we need to follow up with that guy for various reasons. So the next time I sit down, I might be thumbing away at some side quests. I don't know. I'll figure it out. We gotta figure it out. Well, I guess I still have to hand this over. Probably should do something with 2 Fingers Prayer Book as well. More to do. The guy who that was before that was Shabriri was the guy who was telling us about dragons. So when I saw him here and, you know, started chattering with him, I assumed he was going to talk to me about all the dragon hearts I've been eating, and maybe how that's unhealthy and I'm corrupted. Guess not. Free and clear. Off to eat more dragons, I guess. That's a useful spell. I should probably be using that sometimes. Alright. I'll figure out more of this later. I'm logging off for now. Gonna eat myself some dinner and then head out to hang out with some friends. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been Jupiter Exile. May we wander again soon. I am currently planning to be online tomorrow night, but I might make it kind of a flex day and do something else, since Friday is actually a night when other people can be available to stay up late and do whatever. So I might make it kind of a hangout day and chill with some buds. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Then Saturday I'm booked, so I'm not going to be online for Saturday. And Sunday is really up in the air. I've got some work to do that it looks like is going to fall on Sunday. So that's the plan for which it stands on that one. So yeah, we'll catch up when we do. Evening, y'all. Have a good one.